Alright guys, we got some more updates on this whole Luna Foundation thing. So basically we get a new tweet from Luna Foundation Guard saying that they did something with their BTC reserve. That's been a big question since the beginning, is that what did they do with the Bitcoin reserve when the price of Terra was dropping, when the peg was breaking. So here's a thread from the Luna Guard Foundation tweeted just today, a few hours ago, about their reserve. Basically, they've been saying that they sold 26 million USDT and 23 million USDC for a total of 50 million UST. Now they sold Tether and USDC for UST, and then they transferred 52,189 Bitcoins. Now that's a lot of money to a counterparty with the excess of 5,000 Bitcoin that they have returned for an aggregate of $1.5 billion. So they sold their Bitcoin reserve during the dip for $1.5 billion. Now, who is this counterparty? That's been the question on everybody's mind on Twitter. Now, there's a lot of conspiracies out there saying that counterparty may be another person inside the Luna thing. So they may be a friend. They basically transfer the money to them, and then they print out worthless USTs in return to make it look like they actually sold the Bitcoins. So this is all debatable. We don't know what's gonna actually happen, and we don't have the proof. But basically, everybody's wondering who is this counterparty. So it would be nice if Luna Foundation Guard release the address of the person that they sold this to. Then we'll be able to find out. There's an accusation that that person is Gemini, the exchange. So I'm not sure. And on May 10, USD has fallen to 75 cents. So they continue to do what they had to do based on what the foundation was set up for. They sold this many Bitcoin for $1.1 billion. And then they swap 883 UST to 221 million Luna coins. As you know, Luna right now is a crazy inflated asset. And currently, and as a result, this is the current status of what the foundation is holding. And they hold mostly AVAX. 1.97 million AVAXs for $64 million in total. So there's really nothing left in the foundation reserve. So what is the news? The news is that the foundation, or Do Kwon, came out and saying, hey, we want to compensate for people who want to start a new coin or something. But I think the most important thing they want to the takeaway is that they will compensate people with lower number of Luna or UST to begin with. So if you have lower number of USD, most likely you are not a sophisticated investor. You're probably a mom and pop, a retail investor who doesn't have a lot of money. So they're gonna try to compensate people who are like that, who lost a lot of money. They'll compensate people there first, instead of the rich people or exchanges. So I was in a museum the other day and I saw this number on one of the numbers, and I'm like, there are no objects known at the size of this scale, 10 to the negative 12. I was like, actually, no, I think Luna coin might be worth less than that. So eventually, Luna coin will get to this price, and it's pretty sad. Now, the other big news is that CZ, the CEO of Binance, just came out with some insight on their investment into Luna and Terra. So a long time ago, Binance invested $3 million into Terra projects. That $3 million ballooned into $1.6 billion at the peak. So they invested a lot of money into the project to seed it. And they received 15 million Luna coins at the beginning as an investment. And at the peak, it was worth $1.6 billion. And what did they do? They never sold it. This is a 560 time return at peak. They never sold it, and it still sits at their address. And then basically it has 12 million UST tokens. So from staking, at the same address, they had 12 million UST for staking. Basically, they never sold. And what this means is that at this point of time, they never sold any of it, and they pretty much lost all of it. And as a result, that $1.6 billion is now worth about $3,000. So talk about losses. This is as big as you can get. You go from $1.6 billion to $3,000. But they didn't really lose 1.6 billion. They only lost the $3 million that they invested, which is pennies to Binance. So what they're saying is they want to lead by example. They want to protect people, the small investors first instead of them. So they don't want to get compensated. They just want Terra Project to compensate the small investors first. So props to Binance, but I still don't know what's going on behind the scenes. So who knows? But yeah, they basically lost all of that money. And what's even worse is that the Chinese state media are using the collapse of Luna to justify the country's ban on cryptocurrency trading. So yeah, it's not a good look for the crypto world in general when you have a collapse this big and this fast. Yeah, so I hope you guys do get compensated somehow, and if you are invested in this and some of your money, you should probably hope to get compensated from the Luna Foundation. But yeah, that's just a perspective to tell you how big of a loss some of these big players are in, and yeah, always sell your coins when you are happy with your returns. But it's easier said than done. So I hope you guys enjoyed this update. I know it's a lot of stuff about Luna, but that's pretty much what the cryptocurrency community is talking about at the moment. So I will continue to update you on that. And in the meantime, please like and subscribe my channel, and I hope to see you guys in the next video.